And so I got there. In fact, I need to apologize publicly because I got there late. I hate to be late for anything. I got late. I was late to the graduation because somehow I got my times mixed up. And in my diary, I entered 4 p.m., when in fact it was 3 p.m. And so I lost nearly an hour. And so I apologize. Sherry, if you're listening, I apologize to you and the entire Maud Cross family. It was not intended to be anyway to be disparaging or disrespectful. I just got it wrong. And I couldn't stay for the whole time, so I apologize for that as well. But I think I left for a worthy cause. And why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because tonight, coincidentally, right here on the mark, we have 2 first-time guests to our show. We have a man who I have tremendous respect for, someone who taught me in school. So all of you out there who don't like me, you should not like him. And if you like me, you should like him, because what I am, he has helped to be, to shape. And so I'm very grateful to welcome him, who is the acting CEO of the National Bank, none other than my good friend Donald Thompson, right here from the metropolis of Bath, and who now makes his mark in terms of banking and has been in the banking sector for some time. Donald, welcome to On The Mark. First time, I'm very happy to welcome you. I don't want to call you my teacher because it make you sound older than you are. The truth is that when I was 5, you were 7, and you were teaching me at that time. So it speaks to how bright you are, not how old you are. And I want to welcome you and your colleague who's here, the man in charge of marketing, Mr. Morton, who has come as well to share some information with us and to continue, in a way, the public education and the public information campaign that you started this afternoon at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall. So I'm going to turn the show over to you for the next several minutes. I want you really to tell the people who are listening all about these 2 programs that National Bank has launched, the Pride program and the Grad program. I think that they're both phenomenal. It's the first time that I regretted that I didn't have student loans and that I really wasn't much younger. Normally I'm happy that I'm at this age because I don't worry about a lot of things. But I mean, I said to a colleague there, I said, boy, you know, it would have been a good time if we were that age because we could benefit. And I think that from what I heard, I was very, very impressed. So I'll turn the show over to you, gentlemen. You can introduce yourself, be a part of the On The Mark family. I sincerely and warmly welcome you to the show. It's a big platform, and I think that this is a platform where everybody gets a chance to hear what you have to say. So welcome to the show, and how you do it, I'll leave that to you in terms of your speaking engagements, who goes first and who says what. I'm sure you have it all figured out, but certainly I know the listening public is anxious to hear from you and to hear a bit about these 2 phenomenal programs that you launched in Nevis today.
Thank you, Honorable Mark. And I say good evening to the listening public and also the viewing public. It's a real pleasure to be on this rather illustrious program that is so widely listened to and so widely viewed. As you said, I am here with my colleague, Anthony Morton, who's the executive manager of the marketing department at the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank. As you have correctly said, we are here today in Nevis and sitting in Bath Village right now, and I say sitting in Bath Village because this is where I call home. This is the place I grew up, in Nevis, and more specifically in Bath Village. And so it is a real pleasure and a real honor for me to be back home in Bath Village. But we are here to talk about 2 very exciting programs that we launched today at the St. Paul's Anglican Church. And as you would have heard, one of the programs is called the National Pride Program. The National Pride Program really means the program for the realization of individual dreams and empowerment. What we are aiming to do with this program is to assist particularly young Nevisians, but all Nevisians, I would say, to realize their dreams. The programs are about realizing dreams. And so we have brought this program forward. We have unveiled what I consider to be a very exciting program. The other program that is even more exciting is the National Grad program. This is a program that we have designed for graduates, recent graduates. And by recent, we are talking about anyone who would have graduated university within the last 10 years. Now, if I go firstly and speak just a little bit about the Pride. The Pride is a program that we have designed for first-time home owners. We want to give persons who aspire to owning a home that ability to own a home. And so we offer loans up to $650,000 at the very, very concessionary rate of 5%. And what we have done with this program as well is that we have extended the term of the loan up to 35 years. So we can give you, depending on qualification, up to 35 years. What this does is that it tends to make the payment much more comfortable. And so those are some of the exciting terms we have. What is even more exciting, I would say, is that if you are going to borrow up to $400,000 to build your home, there is absolutely no down payment. So you could walk into the bank, we take your financial information, we analyze them, and once we are satisfied that you can repay the loan, anything up to $400,000, you would have to input not 1 cent. So that is very exciting news, and we do hope that our people of Nevis who has that dream of owning a home and owning a piece of the rock would come and see us at National Bank, where we can help you to realize that dream, because it's all about self-actualization. What we aim to do is that not just to give you a loan, but to give you the realization of your dream. And so this program, this National Pride program, does that. The second program that we launched today was the National Grad program. I'm very excited about this program because it gives young graduates of universities, persons who have done all the right things, studying well, going to school, staying on the right track, going to university, graduating university, coming back. Now, a lot of times what you see is that that person would have a very large student loan that they would have to contend with for the next maybe up to 10 years. What we are doing with this National Grad program is that we will take that student loan, the outstanding student loan, and we could combine that with a mortgage. And we'll also, if you are looking to obtain a car, we would also throw in the acquisition of a car. So we roll up 3 different items into one loan and grant you that. Now again, we would grant a loan up to $650,000 for the grad program. The rate on the grad program is 6%, but I can tell you what you would be able to do in this case, if you have a student loan that it's 8 or 9%, you can reduce that by having the grad program. So we have these 2 exciting programs, and really what we were doing today is to unveil these, and we had a very exciting time at the St. Paul's Anglican Church when I saw when I fielded the number of questions from the many young people who were there. Were particularly excited about the fact that we would be able to make the dreams of some of these young people come true. And so I look forward to the next step, which is then we've invited persons to come into the bank, see one of our friendly loan officers, and we will help you in attaining that goal. And so that is really what we are here and this to speak about, and we are very excited about these programs.
Okay, Mr. Morton, thank you for coming. We see a lot of Mr. Morton because he's here for a lot of the promotions, National Bank, and I must commend you publicly because I've seen a renewed, if you will, vigor, vigor and vitality, as I like to say, in terms of National Bank's engagement in the community. So I see you over here for lots of events. Culturama is now clearly on, well and truly on. And I think National Bank has really been engaged with us in that regard. And so I'm delighted to have you here on the show, Mr. Morton. You are the man charged, I suppose, with going out and dealing with the public relations in relation to this. I don't think your job should be too hard, because it seems to me that these two programs will sell themselves. But certainly, I am particularly impressed. I think that the acting CEO, I don't like the word acting, the CEO has given a lot of information tonight to us. And I believe that people out there who are listening, I shared the example today when I spoke very briefly at the launch, that one friend of mine had indicated to me that she had a student loan, and for about 10 years she really was stuck. So this is 10 years after you graduate. All your money really that you're making is going towards paying that student loan. So you are 10 years delayed in trying to build a home, or really, you know, to my mind, advance yourself significantly. And a lot of our young people find themselves in what I call that debt trap when it comes to student loan, which can sometimes attract very high interest rates. I've seen some as high as 8.5%. So I think that this is a program which should appeal to those folks. And I wanted to hear your take on it, particularly because, as I mentioned today, the NIA has proposed this University Heights program, where we're building, I think, about 18 homes specifically geared to university graduates. And again, it is because we think that that is young graduates community is underserved, if you will. Many of them, as you say, are burdened with debt and all of that, and they can't quite manage. And so we have allocated roughly 8,000 square feet of land at $1 EC per square foot, which is clearly unprecedented. And we are offering homes there. And so perhaps this is an opportunity for you to appeal to those people to come in and speak to National Bank about the possibilities of making this type of thing available. Right. I was particularly impressed, to be honest, to hear that if it's up to 400,000, there's no down payment, because that's a feature that clearly is unprecedented in my view. So let me hear what you have to say in relation to these various matters.
Well, the Honorable Premier, thank you once again for inviting us here tonight. On the Mark has done a tremendous job, I thought, for many years to keep persons in the loop and in the know of what is going on. And tonight is no example, is no different in that as we introduce the National Pride and Grad, it continues to show why On the Mark is always on the mark. So thank you for that. The creation of the National Pride and Grad simply symbols of the admiration that National Bank has for the aspirations, hard work, and achievements of the young people of today, of the St. Kitts and Nevis Federation. We truly recognize the hard work and determination to make a better life for yourselves, deserve the best banking experience, products, and services that one can provide. And that is what National Pride and Grad is about. It's about self-actualization through the means of home ownership. So this is why when we created or revised and rebranded these two products, we had such features as terms up to 35 years that allow you to repay your mortgage. Now, when we say 35 years, we have done that strategically to say to the young persons of the Federation, this is the time to recognize that owning your home, the pathway to owning your home is so much easier with these two products. So we know that the typical age for retirement is 32. So we are targeting the youngsters. And
62.
62, sorry.
Yes.
62. So we are targeting the youngsters of today, the young professionals that would have done all the right things and have put themselves in a position to own their home, but know the difficulties that are there through the higher purchases and all the other consumer debts that are there. And we are saying that with one of these loans, whether it's the National Pride or the National Grad, you can have that dream home by consolidating all your debts into one monthly payment. And there's so many different features. For example, with the National Pride, you're able to even build one apartment that allows you to bring some rental income into the equation, that alleviates and even empowers you to earn more. So while you're saving by not having to pay that college loan, we're looking at the college grad right now, if you're looking at savings, you're not paying your college grad, you're not paying higher purchases anymore, you're not paying for those consumer debts. Those have been amalgamated into one payment. We are giving you the opportunity to have a better life for yourself through this National Pride and National Grad product. So we're very proud of that.
Okay, well, I think there's reason to be proud. I mean, as I said, I think that this is really innovative. It is geared at a demographic that has traditionally felt that they were being underserved by the banking community. I always laugh because I tell people that I think it was 2 Christmases ago, I got a note in the mail. And when I opened it, it was a note from a local bank which says, "Congratulations, we've enclosed a check or approval," I think it was, an approval letter for $45,000 for you to do your Christmas shopping. And I said, "But I never asked nobody for no money for Christmas shopping." And I was discussing this with a young man, and he told me he had, you know, a brilliant idea, business idea, and no bank would touch him. And he said, "You know, that's the problem. Banks always give people who don't need money the opportunity to get money, and those who need it, banks clearly, because you have issues of risk and all of that factor greatly." So I feel that this is really aimed at a group of people who have been underserved. I mean, more and more young Nevisians and Kittians are going away and getting a degree. They're coming back, they're studying. More and more, I think, people are wanting to own their home. The years of growing up and even having family of your own while you're still living with your parents, I mean, those days are gone. So people are anxious to do that. One of the questions I wanted to ask and to get some clarity on, however, is in terms of consolidation, because I think that one of the programs you suggested that if people had, say they had something at courts, TDC, whatever, rather than paying in some higher purchase arrangements, is over 20% that they may end up paying, that they can bring all of that, amalgamate all of that under one of these programs. What about people, say, who have a car loan, which can also sometimes attract up to 8.5%? I say to people all the time that, you know, mortgages and lending generally, if you can shave a few points off the percentage of a few percentage points off the rate, the interest rate, it translates into sometimes tens of thousands, if not more, dollars over the life of the loan. So to move from an 8% or 5%, I mean, the savings are extraordinary. What you can save over the life of that loan just by that 3-point move. So it is clearly advantageous, even if your principal remains, that your interest rate, your interest point is much lower. So what do people say? Well, listen, I have a little car loan, I have a flat screen TV from Courts, and I have, you know, some little thing from Fast Cash or whoever I get it from. What will you allow to be bundled in terms of this arrangement?
Right, sure. I think you have hit on a very solid point there, because one of the major impediments we see to people owning a home or taking out a mortgage is the fact that they have all of these almost nuisance debts, you know, that they have to deal with. And when we are doing our calculations, we take those debts, the debt servicing, into account.
Sure.
And that sometimes disqualifies people. So what we have done in the design of these programs is that we have said we will take your consolidation of those debts into account, and we would consolidate up to 10% of your personal debts. So to give a real example, if you are looking for a loan of $500,000, 10% of $50,000 of that could be personal debts from all of the different finance houses, etc. So in terms of what qualifies, it will be up to 10% of the amount that you're borrowing. So if you're looking to borrow $600,000, then you can bring over $60,000 of personal debts. And you have hit on it as well, because people don't realize that some of these higher purchases, etc., the interest rate can be as high as 20 and 25% when you, or even higher. And what we are saying, you could bring those over, and they also would be at the same rate of 5%. So to speak about what you spoke about just a while ago, I mean, that could be a tremendous saving over the life of the loan. And so I would encourage people, therefore, to take advantage of these two programs. Actually, in both programs, we would allow consolidation of debts up to 10%. So it's the Pride and also the Grad where we allow the consolidation.
Right, and just to add to that, on the National Pride, the interest rate is 5% per annum per annum on the reducing balance.
Reducing balance, yes.
And on the national grad, it's 6%. And one might say, well, why is the grad 1% higher? Well, we are giving you the opportunity to consolidate so much more, because in addition to paying off your college student loan, you can still, and that is not part of the 10% of the consumer debts, we will include an additional 10% of your consumer debts. So on top of paying off your college student loan, we are allowing you to pay off your higher purchases. You may have a car note, up to 10% of the overall amount of the mortgage that you're getting. So it was a very good example that was given by Mr. Thompson here, right? But the key to this is about self-actualization, an easy pathway to home ownership by amalgamating all your debts and giving you one monthly payment to pay compliments of National Bank.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Morton. And I know there's a very packed show this evening.
Yes.
And so I think we are going to use this opportunity to thank you for giving us this very wide platform that we know you have to speak to the public listening and viewing far afield as well. Speak to them about these two very exciting programs.
Before you leave, can I ask one question which came to me this afternoon? Assuming I'm a young person out there listening and I have an existing mortgage arrangement with another banking institution, but I fall in the category of persons that you're trying to target. I'm a young graduate or whatever the case may be. Is this something that I can take advantage of? So in terms of if I have a mortgage already with another bank, can I come over and say, well, you know, I want to be part of Pride, or I want to be part of GRAD, as the case may be, and so I want National Bank to offer me those terms. Is that something that is available?
That is not available under these two programs. Because
okay.
One of the things that we aim to do with the Pride, which is mainly for construction, is to stimulate economic activity.
So it's particularly in the construction industry.
It's particularly in the construction.
Absolutely.
But we do have a new program that we are bringing out, which is a switching program. We allow people to come over, and we are going to be offering very special rates for persons who have.
So we'll talk
mortgages.
more about that when that is launched.
That's correct.
More to
Good.
come.
Excellent. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. We're indeed grateful that you have come over today. I think that Nevis saw the best of National Bank in terms of the presentation, in terms of the clarity of information and the amount of information. And I would join you in encouraging one and all who are listening to go down to their friendly National Bank counter tomorrow and speak to somebody about these opportunities. St. Kitts and Nevis, I think, is in a very unique and special place now where I don't want anybody to be left behind. And people have, I believe, an opportunity here where a bank that is our bank, it is an indigenous bank, is offering this type of opportunity. So I encourage the young graduates, I encourage the young people who felt that maybe a house was out of your reach, that this might be the opportunity for you to have that conversation. So thank you all very much for being here and being on the mark, and I hope that you'll have an opportunity to come back on another occasion.
Thank you very much, and it's good to be here.
All right, good. Take care and safe travels back to St. Kitts.
Okay.
All right, good. Ladies and gentlemen, there we had it. Some representatives from the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank who came to launch, well, tonight with us to share some information. They launched it earlier today, but to share some information on two programs, one called GRAD and the other called Pride, both of which are designed to attract individuals into home ownership. There can be no better investment than owning your own home. And I encourage one and all the people out there who have the opportunity to own their own home, certainly to take advantage, full advantage of that opportunity, and to be sure that they are part and parcel of what we're doing. So this for me is very important, and I certainly am privileged and so happy to have had my former teacher and the CEO of the National Bank, the great Donald Thompson from Bath, who was here and who was a part of it. We have a lot of noise in the background. If you can close the door, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is On the Mark. I'm Mark Brantley, and we are shifting gears in a way because it is 8:30, and we know if it's 8:30, it must mean that it's Culturama time. And we are here. It is in the heart and height of Culturama. I was in New York, as I was saying earlier, just on the weekend. I was there for a town hall meeting that we had in the Bronx on Friday night, the 5th. The Saturday, the 6th, we went to a picnic with the Hearts and Hands there in the Queens, and then we drove just a few minutes from there and went by the one and only king of masquerade dancers, Redhead, the man from down Henley Part, as we say. A beautiful home he has there with his family in Queens, and he had a wonderful backyard gathering there that we really enjoyed. So we had an opportunity, of course, to interact, and the talk was Culturama. People were talking about Culturama. Nearly everybody we spoke to said they were coming home, and they'll be here. And so I hope that Nevis is ready. I hope the island doesn't sink. From what I'm seeing, a lot of people are going to be here. People are already starting, in fact, to trickle in for Culturama. And you can't speak about Culturama without speaking about one of the greats and one of the great contributors, the man some call Mr. Oflati, others call Bahola the Meek, others still call Sackcloth and Ashes. I don't know one man with so many names.
And everybody now says, Ogum.
I want to welcome the man who goes by all those names, Mr. Tyrone Oflati is here with us. And I was very, very pleased today to get a call. And the call surprised me and pleased me at the same time. Person said, you're on the show tonight? I said, yes. They said, Bahola want to release some music. And for those who don't know, I think Bahola has been one who has contributed immeasurably to culture and the cultural art form here in Nevis. And we talk about the Cadre beat. He's credited with creating that Cadre beat. And I don't know where the inspiration came from, but certainly it is a unique beat that is unique to Nevis and unique to him, that he has contributed that. And, you know, you see him all the time. I mean, he's involved with the Culturama. I am told that he has written some big songs for some big artists over the years and has been very involved in the process. Small artists, too, over the years, and has been very involved. So, Bahola, Sackcloth and Ashes, Tyrone Oflati, Ogum. Welcome to On The Mark. I don't know that I've seen you here before.
You,
so
I've never been here before.
Well, welcome. Welcome for the first time.
And,
Delighted to have you.
Wonderful program, though. I should compliment you on that.
Thank you.
I listen to it often, you know, and good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I also want to thank you for exposing the Calypsonians to the public at large, because without a show like this, we would get very limited release. You know, you have this wide coverage, and on behalf of all the other Calypsonians, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Good, good. Well, I appreciate that. Now, you're here tonight not to see me, but you're here for a specific purpose.
Yes.
And I think the public is and will be as intrigued as I was. So when I got the call today, I have no idea what to expect. But just the fact that I was told Bahola wants to release some music on The Mark tonight, I say, well, it's going to be a good night. So I am interested in hearing a bit from you about what this music is, what these songs are about. I'm told you're going to release 2 songs tonight.
Right.
And so I think the public would be equally interested in hearing. Have they been released anywhere already?
No.
So tonight people are hearing them for the first time?
People outside of my orbit.
Of course. So the general public is hearing for the first time. So tonight is a night, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are, if you're in the U.S. and you're listening, call your friend. Let them know to tune in on The Mark. www.vonradio.com. You can go on the Facebook page and watch us live if you want to see one good-looking man in Bahola, one not-so-good-looking man in me. You can tune in and watch us. If you want if you're local and you're driving around, just tune in to 860 on your AM dial. Tonight is going to be a big night because it is not often that we have a cultural icon in the studio who's saying, listen, I'm releasing something for Culturama. And I think that that is an important and historic fact that tonight we have with us a man who, by any description, is a cultural icon here on the island of Nevis. And the fact that he has come, I feel quite honored that you have come to On The Mark and to use this particular platform here at Von Radio to release your music for Culturama. So tell me a little bit about the music. Are these intended to be competition pieces or just a contribution to Culturama?
Well, originally I intended just to release something, 45 years of Culturama. Believe it or not, the last time I sang for Culturama was 40 years ago.
Goodness. So that's...
Most of the younger Calypsonians were not even born the last time I won the crown for Culturama. You know, but for years I've been intrigued with the idea of coming back and putting down some tracks and maybe setting a standard again. You know, and so But then I was told, why don't you compete? Why don't you, enter the competition? By good friends of mine, people like the King Miku, who say he can't sing no more. He sent his daughter, but you
She said
know,
she father sent she.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he was an inspiration in terms of telling me, man, enter, and a couple of other friends of mine. And why not, really? Because, I share the stage with Miko and this and that. This and that is still in the competition. People like Jojo, and even Giro. These are guys that were around.
So Giro made a comeback 2-3 years
I
ago. think as
encourage
well.
him to,
Yes, yes.
yeah, and King Irvin,
Yes.
these
Okay.
guys. So, I mean.
We also have, I think, a cadre of youngsters who are coming through. I was very impressed this year to hear that I believe we had well over a dozen young Calypsonians who are competing at the youth level.
Yes.
And if they
yes.
can maintain that, I think that the art form
It's
seems
a
to me
little
to be
bit
good at.
disappointing that over the years, only a few Calypsonians have come through. I think Hollywood was one, outside, God bless him. And a couple of the others.
We had a youngster
Garlic,
one
people
year
like
singing
Garlic
about
and so on,
Yes I Can, yes we can. I can't remember his name.
Inspire.
Inspirer.
Yeah.
And I thought Inspirer had good potential, but of course he migrated, and that was that.
Yeah.
And that was that. So I
But
don't
he
even
would have
know.
inspired other young Calypsonians
Sure,
as well.
sure.
And the thing is, really, we have to keep it going. You want to make sure that they're on the right path, right? That they get the proper guidance in terms of what Calypso is. I mean, look, when you're young like that, sometimes people write a song for you, but you have to participate in it. You have to show that this is what you want.
You have to own the song.
You have to own
it, yes, of
Right.
course.
I mean, whenever I've written a song for somebody, I tell them that's yours. I don't even remember some of the lyrics to tunes that I've written. Because this is your tune. Own it, right? Perform it. But in terms of younger Calypsonians, I don't want them to feel that you must just sit back and get a song. When I was a youngster, right, I used to love Calypso so much that I used to go to school late in the morning because ABS, school starts at 9. ABS had a Calypso program at 8:15, and I had to hear what was coming on. And then I run to Combermere School from Newcastle, to make sure I get in there by 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And then in the afternoon, there was a program on, I think it was ZIZ, whatever the name was, right? But I was there. I used to write Calypso down. I can sing songs now that I memorize from
your boyhood.
40 years ago.
Wow. Well, you mentioned 40 years you have not sung. I mean, that's as long
Well,
as the Israelites were in the desert.
Oh my
So
goodness,
you've been in the wilderness for a long time.
Yeah, right.
So
And I
there's
got
some symbolism
manna,
about
some manna from heaven too.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. There's some symbolism to the 40 years because, of course, from the 40 years in the desert, you went to the promised land.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting. Well, tell us a bit about the songs that you want
Well,
to
the
release
song
tonight.
that I have, the first song is a song called "You Love This Land," with a question mark at the end, and it's kind of asking people, do you really love this land? The things that you do, kind of suggests to me that maybe you don't, right? So I start with the youths. The next verse deals with the adults, who we all have to bear responsibility. And then it speaks about political tribalism in a way. So the politicians are being called to account as well.
Sure.
As
indeed we should. All right. So is that the first song you're going to release tonight?
Yes.
Okay. So this song is called
You Love This Land?
You Love This Land, a question mark.
Raise it. Raise your voice.
A message to deliver, a mission to fulfill, a destiny to reach.
So go forth with goodwill.
No weapon can cut my spirit,
Fire can't burn my pride.
no water can wet, no wind can dry.
The passion I have inside for my country.
Love your country, love your country, love your country.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. island. I am disturbed by what I see. Traditions fall into ruin, a confused identity. Parents losing their ideals, our youth addicted to guns. Political disharmony like we heading for oblivion. And yet I am not losing faith, there are still good vision. We can stabilize our ship of state, guided by the master's hand. But now I have a few questions for the patriots in the land. Let me start by asking our young people, do you love this land?
You love this land, you love this land, you love this land.
Yes or no?
You love this land, you love this land.
Yes, why do you think it so? You shooting and terrorizing, spoiling the country good name. You looting and burglarizing, bringing the country great shame. Soon you, the young generation, will be masters of this island. So watch in the face and tell me straight, do you really love this land?
You love this land, you love this land, you love this land, you love this land.
Oh, yeah, I believe you, I believe you. I'm not just blaming the youth that would be wrong in principle. Adults too must face the truth. We are the role models. When you know the people who doing wrong and you swear to God they are right, hiding the evidence all along, I don't know how to sleep at night. You're behaving like the three wise monkeys, that is what you do. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil too. But while you're stifling your conscience, criminals get away all the time. You're undermining the police, aiding and abetting violent crime.
You love this land, you love this land, you love this
I
land.
believe that you care.
You love this land, you love this land.
You're paralyzed with fear, but darker days may be coming. I know you're trying with prayer. We need less old talk and more bold action to get the guns out of here. To keep Nevis, lovely Nevis, as a peaceful democracy, and not descending to chaos, anarchy and gunocracy.
You love this land, you love this land, you love this land.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Put to power now. I believe in the power of politics to bring good to the country. And I believe in the power of the people to regulate that authority. The contract between the government and the people that put them there must not be treated with contempt like some one-sided love affair. Remember our nation's motto, country above self. But politics divide us, so we keep that on the shelf. I am challenging our leaders to prove that they know the way to bring harmony to the country, like they promised on election day.
You love this land, you love this land, you love this land.
All politicians,
You love this land, you love this land.
united we will stand, whether it's CCM or NRP or the new stillborn party. Tell all of your supporters, this land is for all of we. Give your promises to the people, or they will force you to remember that the power of the people is greater than the people we put in power.
You love this land, you love this land, you love this land. We want peace, love, and harmony. Together we'll be strong. One goal, one love, one destiny. So how can we go wrong? Love the country, love the country, love the country, love the country. Heal the country, heal the country, heal the country. the country, love the country, love the country, love the country, heal the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the man. Tyrone O'Flaherty, Baha'u'llah the Meek, Sackcloth and Ashes are Ogone.
Ogone.
So I'm wondering what name you're singing under?
I am going to go back to Baha'u'llah the Meek because every time, even though I have tried to change my name, Navy's people still call me Baha'u'llah.
Baha'u'llah.
Yeah.
So no matter how hard you try.
I've tried pretty hard.
All right, I like the line that the people you put in power,
The power of the people is greater
the people you put in
than
power.
the people you put in power.
Amazing, amazing, truly amazing line. All right, so that's the man singing something. You love this land? Question mark. And speaking to the youth, speaking to the adults, and as he said, speaking to the politicians as well.
Leaders.
The leaders as well. And he mentioned 3 parties, NRP, CCM, and one that appears to be
The new stillborn. party.
stillborn.
Yeah.
Well, that's the TNS. B. P. New stillborn party.
TNSBP.
All right, so that's the man Baha'u'llah with his first contribution. Tell us a bit about the second song, Baha'u'llah.
Well, the second song is just pastime. You know, when we are young, and even though I'm an older person now, we always like to lime on the corner and watch the girls pass by. And that's all it is. Just having fun, watching the girls pass by, making your comments. And so it's a totally fun song.
And what's this one called?
It's called Hanging on the Corner.
Hanging on the Corner. We have that queued up. Let's hear the second release from Baha'u'llah back in the arena after 40 years. Hanging on the Corner.
I love to lime on Market Corner and watch the action going on. Right there by the Warren Plaza is the coolest spot in town. And what is most satisfying is to see when women pass. Look how their body
Vibrating,
and they shake it. Kind of fine.
a place to be,
And on the corner,
liming with me,
drinking Carib
and Guinness too.
and watching woman.
That's what we do. Hanging on the corner,
Watching all them girls,
hanging on the corner,
watching all them girls,
hanging on the corner.
watching all them girls go by, go by, go by, go by. Here they come, shaking the bum, tempting you to do bad. Don't be a fool, take it cool, and no driving you mad. Watch and such, do not touch, zero tolerance. Catch a jail, out of bail, keep your hands in your pants.
Hanging on the corner, watching all them girls go by.
girls and short girls. Oh, what a lovely landscape. The wiggling and the jiggling, your heart must skip a beat. The dressing neat and the smelling sweet is a fashion show on Main Street.
Hanging on the corner, watching all them girls go by.
And when you see
Quasarama,
all morality break down, decency gone up,
the winter,
bad behavior moving on. You'll be in the heart of
the
the
frenzy,
from 6 o'clock on Juve morn. That's when them girls get down and
dirty,
that's when they in the pink of form. They swinging engine and
the right in time,
constant jamming.
go blow your mind,
They flag they waving
and the bottoms too,
in misbehaving.
that's what they do. Hanging on the corner,
Watching all them girls,
hanging on the corner,
watching all them girls,
hanging on the corner,
watching all them girls. Go by, go by, go by, go by.
go by.
Walking up and they cocking up, they prancing like they're insane. That's what the man they don't give a damn. The liquor gone to their brain. But imagine you dead, you mean you got that chick in your bed, but not a cop can lock you up because it's all in your head.
Hanging on the corner, watching all them girls go by.
Jamming on the corner, jamming on the corner, jamming. Jamming on the corner, jamming on the corner, jamming. Sexy girl, come here. You look like a beauty queen. Straight on the coming down, the one in the middle, tumble down. Winner, 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 winner! Oh.
That's the man, Baholo the Meek. After 40 years, he's back in the arena. He has come here to On the Mark this evening to release 2 songs, I think 2 powerful songs. And Bahola, if I was there on my phone, I got a message from Canada, and the message says simply, Bahola is a legend. Can't make it up. That's what somebody in Canada has sent me, and I'm saying it on the air because that's the message that came. And I think it shows the appreciation, the fact that people are out there far and wide listening, but also the appreciation certainly for you and your life's work and contribution to our culture. And coming back at this stage into the arena after some 40 years, you said it was the last time you sang. So welcome back. I believe we have
Last
two.
time I competed.
Last time you
Not the
competed.
Last time I competed, I sang like, guest artist. So
Right, but the last time you competed was about 40 years ago. Well, certainly we want to welcome you, we want to thank you. We have some other artists, so regrettably I've loved to have spent the 2 hours with you, but thank you for being here and thank you for taking some time and sharing your music with us on the Mark.
Thank you very much for your time and your indulgence in allowing me to be here.
Absolutely.
All the best, sir.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you on finals night. The man Baholo the Meek, he's here. Ogam. Ogam, he's here. All right, well, we have, ladies and gentlemen, it's 5 minutes to 9 o'clock. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to On the Mark. I'm your host, Mark Brantley. And we have really a Culturama show. Tonight, at the start of the show, we had the good folks here from the St. Kitts Nevis and Guella National Bank Limited. But we have some Calypsonians who are coming, people who want to be here. We're asking them please to come in, take their seat, because we're running out of time, and we want to welcome them for those who are coming in and are going to obviously have something to release. There was another chap who had a music to release as well. Okay, so we are here, and we are grateful. We are running through. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a bit disjointed, but people are coming out and going out and coming in. And I think, as the members of the public know, this show has no commercial break. So it's always, of course, a bit of a struggle to get people in and out of the studio. But I want to welcome somebody who's no stranger, somebody whose name was mentioned already for the night, a man who went through the junior ranks and rose to the king of them all in the senior ranks, the man they call Hollywood.
Yes,
and
sir.
he's here tonight with us. His management called me today, said they wanted to release him On The Mark. I want to thank him again for choosing On The Mark for his release. And a lot of Calypsonians seem to be gravitating. I'm very grateful for that, to this show on a Wednesday to release their music. Hollywood, welcome to On The Mark.
Good evening to the general public. Good evening to your honorable premier. It's a pleasure to be here as usual. And this year I'm a bit behind time, but you know, better late than never. I'm here, you know, and I'm very happy to be here. This year I come out with a bang. I heard previous Calypsonians say they come to win.
Yes.
But the real king is here.
The real king has arrived.
Have arrived.
Okay. So you have, how many songs you're going to share with us
But
tonight?
tonight I will just do one for now. By in the next couple of days we send the other one.
Okay.
So the other one is just mixing. So we just want to make sure that it's mixed properly. So this one is ready to go. So we're gonna let this one go.
So tell us about this song. What is this song about?
Simply, you know, I like to think out the box. You know, next year is the year we call this year 2019.
Yes.
And next year is 2020.
Yes.
And if you know 2020, when you say the word 2020, you're looking at two things. Is either you're looking at cricket, 2020 cricket, or you're looking at a good vision.
2020 vision. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So this song name is I Hope.
I hope.
I hope by 2020 everybody could see.
Because
it appears
Yes.
like some people don't see certain things.
You don't see.
And so I come to bring, as a Calypsonian, that's what we as Calypsonian do. We bring awareness to the people.
So you hope by 2020
Yes.
everyone can see.
Everyone can
So
see.
you're punning, you're all kind of puns there on
Yes.
2020 and
Yes,
seeing,
yes.
and even I. Is it I with the letter I, or is it E-Y-E-I?
Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting. All right, so this one is called 2020, you say?
2020.
That's the name of the song. And
No,
King,
I hope.
I hope, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
King Hollywood is here releasing a brand new track for Culture Armor 45.
This is an eye-opener for my people. What we need,
A perfect vision.
yeah,
A perfect vision. Throughout the nation.
yeah. I hope by the year 2020, my people will see beyond sight ability. I hope such year will bring happiness, success, progress, fairness, and remove the blindness. We losing vision, a sad situation, no doubt in my mind.
For months now, and years now.
I wanna widen your scope and bring a little hope to those who partially blind.
For months now, and years now.
Proverbs 29:18 explain. Without vision you will perish again and again. I have hope, yes, strong hope for 2020. A perfect vision, it means to me to scan what is wrong and to find any solution. Is it only me one can see how crime could kill the economy? Is it only me one can see we're much more fortunate than many?
By 2020.
By when?
By 2020.
Oh yeah!
By 2020. I hope all of you can see.
Is it only me realize it's very easy to criticize? Is it only me realize we're losing we country before we
By
eyes?
2020. By 2020.
By when?
By 2020. I hope all of you can see.
vision is a serious problem. It not only haunting our children, but for our country's sake, we can't be making the same mistake. So if you need an eye test, I could give you my doc address.
By 2020, by 2020,
I hope all of you can say, hey. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
a perfect vision throughout the nation.
I hope by the year 2020, integrity could govern society. I hope that we see things getting crucial. True love is money, even Christian turning greedy. Murders and cancers to serial killers, wiping out mankind.
For months now, and years now,
Respect and compassion, our foundation, now on a decline.
for months now, and years now,
As the world spins with technology, we still can't solve crime even with CCTV. We so caught up and blinded politically. Selfishness become our mentality. But by a glance, I could see 10 years in advance. Is it only me one can see technology taking knowledge from we? Is it only me one can see cell phones could be our worst enemy?
by 2020, by 2020,
By when?
by 2020.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope all of you can see.
Is it only me realize certain things money cannot buy? Is it only me realize politicians tell us
By
realize?
2020, by 2020, by 2020.
Oh yeah.
I hope all of you can see.
Lack of vision is a serious problem. It not only haunting our children, but the country development, regardless who in government. If you want to save the world, you must take off your blindfold
By
by
2020, by 2020.
I hope all of you can say. Whoa. Sing yeah.
A perfect vision.
We need it.
A perfect vision.
We want it.
Throughout the nation.
I hope by the year 2020 things get rectified. My greatest wish me not lie. I hope we stop turning a blind eye. Each child need guidance to overcome ignorance. I hope nurses and teachers could get more than flowers because they are underpaid.
For months now, and years now,
And my nation get a clearer vision. We too comfy in the shade.
for months now, and years now.
Martin Luther King had a vision. Robert Nesta Marley also had one. Donald Trump has a vision for a great wall. But some of us don't have any vision at all. Woe be unto we if by next year we still cannot see. Is it only me one can see from the eyes of the poor and needy? Is it only me one can see black people have lost their identity?
By 2020, by 2020.
By when?
By 2020.
Oh yeah.
I hope all of you can see.
Is it only me realize we are we own demise? Is it only me realize we can do much more despite we
By
size?
2020, by 2020, by 2020. I hope all of you can see.
Social media is a serious problem. It even raising our children. Parents time to take back control. Let us not forget our role. And unity society. Let's restore the Queen in Queen City.
By 2020, by 2020.
I hope this become reality.
And it done there.
He done there.
Well. I think that is a big tune. You cover a lot of ground.
Cover a lot of grounds. Yes.
Talking about what you hope to see
Yeah.
in 2020.
2020.
Good. Well, I think Hollywood, I think over the years people have come to expect big things from you. In fact, one of the greats, Bahola, was just here and really said that you are one of those who have come through the ranks and have really gone on. How long now have you been in this arena?
Boy, I don't even want to say so because I feel like an old guy when I do that. About 27 years.
27 years already. My goodness. So you started when you were 2.
27 years, you know.
Yes.
You know. So when I spoke to Bahola a little earlier, he says the last time that he competed was 40 years ago. I was like, wow.
Yes.
40 years ago. That's even before he born.
Yeah.
You know. Wow. That's a long time.
And still going strong.
And still going strong. You know, still got Calypso.
Yes.
You know, but Mr. Brantley, before I run away, let me just big up 1 or 2 people. The song speak for itself, so I don't have to say much about that. The only thing I want to say about that song is that all these years of being composing song, that song took me the longest. Yeah, because I had so much things to say. You know, there was even a line that I said, I wonder if it's only me one can see something either. Something to do with Premier Brantley and Guyanese winning, not Guyanese, a Guyanese government or something. That concept came from quickly is because what I realize is that a lot of the Nivisions are going out to give birth to the
children,
the
sure,
children,
sure.
and the foreigners
Are having the children
here.
here. Absolutely, that is a fact.
So I'm seeing in the next couple of years that like an Indian government or political party, all these things I'm seeing, you know. And the truth is, I actually went to the doctor, and Dr. Rollins said to me, Hollywood, your vision is 2030. So I said, oh, okay, I could see 10 years in advance. You know, but that's where the whole idea and concept came from. But before I go, I want to big up my good friend Jackie Wallace over there in Westbury. Weeks by weeks, he been waiting for this moment for me to be here, because he always listen. And so he said, boy, I want to hear you on the mark. So,
right.
Jackie, I'm here. So I hope you heard that. I want to big up Roger Fifield, management. This is a person that been behind of Hollywood for a long time.
Yes.
And trust me, I will tell the general public, if you could find a friend like Roger, like how I do, trust me, you have a good friend. And this is a person who will look out for me year by year, day by day. You know what I mean? I want to also big up Antonio Abo Libod with the music that you heard. This music came out of the studio of Antonio Libod. And so we have a bigger one coming soon. And so
Bigger than this?
Bigger than this, I tell you. Bigger than this.
What kind of tune? You could give us a hint in terms of it's going to be jumpy, something to dance.
Jumpy.
Okay.
I call it Still Have Calypso.
Okay.
My intention this year, because quickly, because I know Slimba outside waiting. In 2017, I went to represent Nevis in Anguilla.
Yes.
And the songs was a big song in Nevis. My Best Guess, and the other one was Man Disaster. 2 good songs. But what I realized is that on the Leeward Island competition field, they didn't fit. So this year what I did, I composed 2 songs that could fit in the Anguilla.
So you're already looking past the Nevis competition. You're looking to Anguilla.
I got to represent. That's the point. No, you're laughing. I'm so serious. I'm so serious about this. Because Nevis have some real good calypso. And look at Bahola just gone there.
Yes.
We have Flamingo, we have Miko.
And everybody seems to be in the arena this year.
You know what I mean?
A lot of guys are
but
there.
what happened is that when we go on that field of the Leeward Island, I realize is that we're not representing well. One of the downfall of that is because Culturama is just the same show.
Sure.
It's just a week after the Nevis local Culturama show.
Yeah.
And so we don't get much time to prepare. So what I did this year, management and I sat down, we said, yo, let me do 2 songs this year that could go beyond Nevis one time. So when you go to that field, you're already in a comfort zone. You know what I mean?
I think the last time, in fact, we had a showing in Anguilla was King Bingi.
King Bingi.
Yeah, I think he got second run up, and that was the last time we were in the top 3.
Exactly, you
know?
know. And so this year my intention is to go and win it. And that is why I composed these songs, so we could go beyond and make Nevis proud again.
Okay. Good.
Just like how the debating team go
Of
on
course,
winning and so forth.
Of course.
And so that's the whole idea. So the next song is Still Have Calypso, and that one will be coming shortly.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. King
All right.
Hollywood.
Hey,
Thank you,
respect,
brother.
eh?
Thank you for
Nice.
joining us and choosing On the Mark yet again.
Blessings.
All right. Really appreciate it. All right.
Nice.
And we certainly look forward and hope that you would consider releasing the next song with us as well, if you have the time.
It might come
And if you have the
before,
time.
but-
Well, you're down to the wire now.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I think you have eliminations happening
On Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, excellent.
Right.
Good.
Respect.
Good luck.
Very good. Nice.
All right,
All right.
blessings. All right, I think we have one more Calypsonian who has been here before and who is here with us again. It is 10 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who've just tuned in, you're listening to On the Mark, straight talk across the Narrows. Just to remind the general public that tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we will be at the St. George's Anglican School Hall right there in Hanley's Road, Henley Park, as we say. And the Concerned Citizens Movement-led NIA, Nevis Island Administration, will be having a town hall meeting. We're inviting all of Gingerland, Rollins, Fothergill, Zion, Hanley's Road itself, Pond Hill, wherever you are in Gingerland, Chickenstone. We're asking you to come and be a part of that meeting. Bring your questions, bring your concerns. That is why we're there. We're coming. We have been in Charlestown. We have been over to Cotton Ground. We have been to New York City in the Bronx. We are now going up to Gingerland, and we have a series of these meetings where we're seeking to inform the general public and to touch base, get ideas, find out from people what's going on. So that's happening tomorrow. The Honorable Eric Evelyn, area representative and the Minister of Culture and Culturama, of course, is inviting one and all to join the entire team there. So we will be at the St. George's Anglican Schoolroom right in Hanley's Road at 7 p.m. sharp tomorrow in Gingerland. And this is a conversation with the people that we're continuing. So we have another Calypsonian who has joined us. We're having a number of Calypsonians who have come tonight. He was here early, but it looks to me like he chose to be the last one up. So it looks like maybe he wanted to hear what the competition sounded like before he came. Can you introduce yourself? I believe it's the first time you're on the mark with me. Certainly that I can remember. So introduce yourself. Let the public know you're being listened to across the world. So this is a big stage. So the stage is yours.
Yeah, good night to everybody. This is the man they call Pupa Slimba, a farmer Calypsonian.
Farmer? What do you mean farmer?
I've seen before, Bobby in and out,
You've been in and out.
inconsistency sometimes.
But you're back.
Last time I sang was 14, 15.
Right.
But this year I'm back for the 45th anniversary.
And what kind of songs you have this year,
Well-
Slimba? What you bring?
Well, this year I have one which called Happy Birthday Culturama, paying Culturama some real serious blessings, you know.
Yes.
Musical art.
So tonight you're going to be releasing two songs. You
songs.
told me just one.
Two songs.
Two songs. So we have the two songs.
We have two songs.
Okay,
now.
so you have Happy Birthday Culturama.
And we have another one which is called Honey in a This Rock.
Honey in this rock.
In a this, yeah. We have this rock, honey in a this rock.
This rock being Nevis.
Nevis.
Good. So Honey in this rock and Happy Birthday Culturama. All right. So we're going to queue up. I don't know which one we have queued up first. Happy Birthday? Which one you want to
Happy
go
Birthday
first?
Culturama
Slimba?
first.
Happy Birthday Culturama. This is the man Pupa Slimba. Happy Birthday Culturama. Brand new track.
Well, come happy birthday to Culturama 45. Tell them, Papa Slimba still alive. Boy, yo. Give me. I've got this feeling, such a feeling. Culturama, I got nice this year. And this feeling is so enticing. Music blasting everywhere. A time for merriment and fun. Big bash, Culturama celebration. Multitude of people flocking up the city, come to celebrate the 45th anniversary. And we jamming, happy birthday Culturama. May your blessing extend forever. Whenever your birthday comes, we party. Some take a wine and get on one say. Whenever your birthday comes, spend it jamming. Come, all the Juve morning and we jamming. Hip people way, give them. Hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday, hip people way. Hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday. Aboyo, Ndande, die. Congratulations, congratulations to the founders of this grand affair. Your inspiration, your dedication has brought us to this cultural milestone, a function which is second to none. Need this culturama, summer action. All my friends and family coming up from Sugar City. This year we celebrating a unity and we jamming. Happy birthday, Culturama. May your blessing extend forever. Give me. Whenever your birthday comes, we party. Some take a wine and get a wassy. Whenever your birthday comes, spend it jamming. Come, all the Juve morning and we jamming. Hip people way, get them. Hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday. Hip people way, hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday. Whoa, whoa. This one for all the fans who keep on asking why I'm doing I'm right here for the 45th anniversary. Give me. I've got this feeling, and I am feeling people coming home this year, and this feeling, a social feeling, music blasting everywhere. The Caribbean Summer Festival, love, passion and pride, Culturama 45. Make sure you come join this revelry as we turn the pages of history. So I wish you happy birthday, Culturama. May your blessing extend forever. Whenever your birthday come, we party. Some take a wine and get a wassy. Whenever your birthday comes, spend it jamming. Come, all the Juve morning and we jamming. Hip people way, give them. Hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday. Hip people way, hip people way, hip people way. Happy birthday. Away, you done day. Give me all the best for Culturama 45. Give me done day. Give me. Whoop.
Wow. I'm not a judge, and I always tell people I don't know music and I don't try to be presumptuous, but a man like me who can dance, this had me feeling jiggy. So it says a lot because people out there, I believe, are listening. I look over there and I see the man in the boot over there and he moving and shaking up himself and all of that. So Papa, this one sounds good. To my ear, it sounds very good. And the problem that I find we're going to have this year, is I don't know who they're going to eliminate. That is the problem I have because, I am sitting here, a lot of men have come on this show and released, and the quality is, to my mind, so good. I don't know who is going to get eliminated, but somebody will have to get eliminated. But this song, I believe, is a monster song. First time it's airing, it has played on the year before.
Well, it's come on a couple of days and about 2 weeks, and it's number one for weekend.
Number one for the weekend? Wow.
So,
yeah?
I think you can stay there well.
Well, it says a lot. Happy birthday, Culturama. I think a big tune for Culturama 45.
Certainly.
So you write yourself, you write your own songs?
Well, I try my best all the time to do that.
Yeah?
I write these two tunes, yeah.
Okay. And then the music, who does the arrangement of music for you?
Saying big respect to Wes.
Mhm.
That's my coordinate boss, yeah.
Yeah.
He did-
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about Wes,
He's the man with respect to him. Now you're listening right now.
All right, good. All right, well, tell us. Yes, go ahead.
I was saying good night to my grandchildren them right now. Canada listening this one. St. Kitts and Nevis. Have a good night.
All right, good. Anybody else you want to big up? Anybody
Well,
overseas who are
fans-
listening? Yes.
All my fans there in Canada for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And all in America. All about. They hear the sound, this one.
Well, I think that song there that I just heard is a big tune for Culture Ram, and I've heard a lot of the tunes. I think that one is going to be. It's gonna give. A man tell me the other day, he say, you know, you're gonna hurt some feelings. So I believe that tune might hurt some feelings, but it's a big tune. You have a second song you want to release tonight as well. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, the second song, the inspiration come from elder man. He died now, but way back in '82, he was living like in the 1910 and then kind of time, a young boy when they had slavery, and so he gave me some stories, and for a couple of years that song on my mind. And somehow, after doing Happy Birthday Culture, man, well, a certain friend hear the song, he said, you have to go make a next song because this one sound good, you know. So and I said, right away, I started doing Honey in a Diss Rock.
Honey in a Diss Rock. We got it queued up. Let's hear the one from the man Papa Slimba. Second tune for Culture Ram 45.
We got honey,
Way more
honey,
Give me.
honey.
God bless my friend soul. Rest in peace, brother. See you wars come to full fusion.
Way back in '82, I had a rap with an old friend, giving me some stories way back from 1910. Now this is, but his memories keep haunting me. We need some more people to build with economy. We have natural beauty from mountain to sea. So we will be always be challenged by the rest of the Caribbean. In 1910, we had 11 sugar mills grinding cane. People pouring here like rain from Portugal and Spain. Why? Honey in this rock, my brother. Why? Honey for you and me, Lord. Honey in this rock, my sister. Honey, ask the Jamaican or the Chinese. Oh, land of beauty, where your children stands free. This little island is far better than many. Our infrastructure is much better than many. Oh, you, way more I want to tell you. This is a godless country. Way back in '83, we gained full independence. St. Kitts and Nevis, united with confidence. Time to rebuild on the strength of prosperity. Nevis is rich in talent, beauty, and history. Sir Daniel, Alexandra, and Cicely Tyson, true sons and daughters of this little nation. In 1958, New River was still doing great. People flocking here like bees from all parts of the West Indies. Why? Honey in this rock, my brother. Why? Honey for you and me. Honey in this rock, my sister. Honey of the Spanish or the Guyanese. Oh, land of beauty, you don't have to rob nobody. This little island is far better than many. Can't you see? Our little country is much better than many. Woy-oy. Way more give me. Oy.
my friend tell me, Nevis is a blessed country. Wise men had trod those shores and leave a good legacy. Now pass on, but his words has come to fruition. Movements across the waters increases by the thousand. All natural hot springs and sandy beaches. All heritage and mountainous hikes with a tropical breeze. By 2020, Nevis will be full to capacity. My little island is a sheltering port for everybody. Why? Honey in this rock, my brother. Why? Honey for you and me. Honey in this rock, my sister. Honey, Oxygayani, oh, the Trini. Oh, land of beauty, where our children stand free. A God-blessed country, the best in the Caribbean. My little island is far better than many. Where more give me. Oh, Lord. Eh? How are you cost me country for? Only in this year.
That's the man, Pupa Slimba, Honey in this rock. I believe you got two big tunes. And you know, it's interesting because Hollywood was here earlier and he was saying that we clearly have the phenomenon now where people who are not originally from Nevis are having their children here. Those who are from Nevis are going abroad to have their children. And he was making the point that in time to come, clearly what would be the case. Here you are speaking about different nationalities coming in. And why are they coming? Because, as you said, there's honey in this rock. And a lot of our own people, and I say it all the time, we sit back and we have every opportunity in our own land, but we don't take it.
But as an elder, I think very deep.
Mm-hmm.
I say honey in a this rock, and I maintain it. Our youths who come in, I just want them to know this, honey in a this rock. You don't need to do no badness. Beauty from mountain to bay. Occupy yourself in a whatsoever creativity you could with your hands. Jah gon bless it.
And get the benefit.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Honey in a this rock. The song, I personally come from heart. It's a tough one.
Good. All right. The man Slimba here with us this evening. He had come a couple of weeks ago, but we couldn't accommodate him then. And he has come back tonight. I'm very happy that we could accommodate him tonight. We have the big eliminations happening at Esme's this Sunday.
This Sunday.
So you're going to be there?
Well, I'll be there coming out at 23.
23?
Yeah.
What is this?
So all my fans.
How many songs y'all are doing for elimination? Just one? So which one you going to drop for elimination?
Greetings, happy birthday, Culture. Yeah.
That one I think will mash up the place. You know, that's a very strong song. So we're certainly going to look forward. How's the experience been in terms of the band, the practicing and all that?
To me, everything good. I went there last week Thursday and the band, I just get a couple of things, about 3 minutes. But then I know those guys are good musicians. Come Saturday night, I know I had a job to do.
Right.
And I just say, I turn up the place.
So you are at MEMS for the tent?
I came out first.
Yes. So you're going from 1st to 23?
Yeah.
So how many contestants? How many people in the elimination?
Well, I think I hear 27. I don't show.
27.
I don't know if it's so much at 25, but I'm at 23.
You're 23. All right. So we're gonna wait till 23 to hear Happy Birthday Culturama.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Rap stuff.
All right. The man called Pupa Slimba here releasing 2 big tunes tonight. Happy Birthday Culturama and Honey in this rock. Thank you, my brother.
Respect.
Thanks for coming too.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I believe that those, ladies and gentlemen, are 2 big songs for Culturama. We want to thank Bahola the Meek, who was here. We want to thank the man King Hollywood and the man they call Pupa Slimba. And I believe a lot of food is on the table. So, all Calypsonians, some of you who released already, you might have to go back to the studio based on what I'm hearing. Some of you who released already may hear this and say, boy, I feel confident but I believe that some people might be doing some adjustments and fixing up a new thing. Some may even come with new songs, brand new songs. But Sunday at Esme's, right there in the great parish of St. James, they're going to have the big eliminations, and I believe that is going to be a bumper crowd. They've had, I'm told, a fantastic tent up by Panko at what they call the Kaiser Bar. They've had a big tent by Mems, my good friend. If you're listening tonight, good night, Mems. They would have had a big event there as well. I was not here. And then come Sunday at Esme's, you have a massive event that's happening right over there in the St. James area, and that will be the eliminations. I believe coming out of that you have, they say 23, 25, 27, I don't even know what the right number is, but well over 20 Calypsonians will be competing, and that eliminations will decide who go on then to the next round. So this year, a bumper year by any measure. I have already said to someone that as far as I'm concerned, if nothing else happened, Culturama 45 has already been a success. You know why? We have a record number of participants, record number of Calypsonians, record numbers of Mr. Cool contestants and Miss Swimwear and Miss Culture, record numbers of junior Calypsonians, and we just want now the bands and the revelers, the troops to come out as well and really make this thing great. We have fixed up the Culturama Village. My goodness, when you go in there now, you can't believe it's the same venue. We have fixed up the Culturama complex. You can't believe it's the same venue. I really want the people of Nevis to come out in their numbers and be a part of what belongs to us. Culturama is 45 years this year. The Nevisians that are coming home, our brothers and sisters and our family members, not only from St. Martin and Anguilla and the USVI and the BVI, but also from Puerto Rico, also, of course, from the great United States of America. All over the U.S., people will be pouring into Nevis for Culturama and our second homecoming celebration. From those from the United Kingdom, I'm told large numbers are coming from places like Leeds and Manchester. We welcome you home to be a part of Culturama 45. Big Lime here, great event here. We like to say the Caribbean's biggest summer lime. And so we invite one and all. And of course, our brothers and sisters and family in St. Kitts. I said somewhere the other day that Nevisians went in their thousands to support Music Fest and White Sands. We're asking our Kittitian brothers and sisters to repay that and come in your thousands to support Culturama. It's going to be a big event. Now what's going to happen this Friday? Big event here in Nevis, the Glowfest. Burning Flames is going to be here in Nevis this Friday, right there at the Cultural Village. I'm telling you, it's going to be massive. It's really going to be massive. I want to commend the organizers. Young Anthony Gager was with me last week promoting the show. He really wanted to be here this week as well, but I knew it was going to be a packed show. But he told me he wanted to give away some tickets, and regrettably, because of the packed nature of the show and people had booked me already, it was difficult. But I want to encourage one and all to go out. Support these young people. Support these entrepreneurs, youngsters. We're not sitting back. You hear what Pupa Simba say, honey in this rock. And they are doing their part to extract some honey from this rock for themselves. And we must support it, because too many people are sitting on the sideline, moaning and groaning and saying things so bad and nothing now go on for them. And then they look at other people and they say, oh, look, he get you and she get you. They don't realize how those people are working hard and taking advantage of the opportunities. So I'm encouraging, please, the people to go out and support these youngsters, support our own. Support them because they're doing great things. And so we have this Glowfest with Burning Flames. I know a lot of Nevisians love Burning Flames. Kittitians love Burning Flames. It has really been one of the staples. Since I was a boy in school, Burning Flames was big, and they continue to be big. And I'm sure that many people are going to go there, whether it's ride your bicycle or worky. People want to be a part of it. And, you know, people might be, I see my Dominican friend here, you know, he don't know about Burning Flames. I mean, you know, he know about WCK and Kassav and those things. You know, you have to talk to them in Patois, you know. I mean, Zouk la Cecil Medica Monuni. That's the kind of thing they know. They don't know anything about you know, Burning Flames and ride your bicycle and worky. But Burning Flames is going to be here for a big, I mean, this fete is going to be so massive. This Glowfest is really going to be massive. And they say it's a cooler fete, so you bring your own drinks. So you pay and you bring in your cooler with your drinks, but they're saying, please, for safety and security, no glass bottles. But you bring your own drinks. You come, they're going to have all the glow stuff for you when you get there. It looks like it's going to be a really super event. And I want to congratulate the guys for putting this together and making it work. So that event is Friday, and I'm told that we have fetes every Friday until Culturama. And so this Friday, no different. Glow Fete right at the Cultural Village. We're asking one and all to go out. I believe the action kicks off around 9, 10 o'clock at night, and so it looks like it's going to be an all-night affair. So people should go out and really be a part of that and support. Take your cooler, fill it up with drinks, and go and have a good time. It's going to be a massive fete, and I believe the boats are going to be running from St. Kitts, and we encourage all of you in St. Kitts to come over and be a part of this fete that's happening this Friday night. Tomorrow night, let me remind everybody, the CCM-led Nevis Island Administration is having another in its town hall meetings dubbed Conversations with the People. This will happen at the St. George's Anglican Church Hall right there in Hanley's Road. Just as you get to the top of Hanley's Road, just above the Anglican Church in Hanley's Road. And that's where we're going to have this. The Honorable Eric Evelyn, of course, the area rep, he will be spearheading, if you will, that event. He's inviting us all, and the entire cabinet will be there. I hope to be there, God willing, and the other members as well hope to be there to just bring a report, hear from the people of Gingerland. We are going to the length and breadth of Nevis. We are coming to the diaspora. We have already been to New York. We are hoping to come to the USVI and the BVI as well. We want to come to St. Martin. We want to go to Anguilla. We want to take the message of development and progress in the island of Nevis far and wide. Take it to where we can take it. Take it to where our people are, in their homes, in their offices, where they live, whether at home or abroad. We are ultimately one people. You're no less a division because you no longer live on Nevis. Because you decide to live in Tabernacle or in Sandy Point, you're still division. And we must encourage that sense that people are connected, the umbilical cord buried here, as we like to say, navel string buried here. Mine bury up Scarborough, and some people bury elsewhere. But we navel string bury here. Some of us didn't born in hospital, you know. We born at home. And so it's important that we maintain that connectivity with our people. Invite them to be a part of what we do. Invite them to come home for Culturama and come home for Carnival. Come home for Music Fest. Be a part of what we do. Spend their money, invest, build. Fix up their mother old home, their father old home. Be a part of what's going on, because we cannot build Nevis on our own. We must build it with all of our resources and all of our people, united together and working together to advance this lovely island that we call home. Do we have anybody on the line? Yes, somebody is holding, and so we'll take some calls for the next 20 minutes. Good evening, you're on the mark.
On the mark.
Yes,
Mark.
yes.
Well, go on. I bought something there. Sean this. Yellow.
Yes.
Yellow. Mark.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
And your mark, let's go. Sorry to call you Mark like that, but...
No, man, what's up?
You. Yeah, so you know me, man. I just hear Slimba there. I just want to big up Slimba. He's so real good. I bought something there.
Yeah.
Yellow.
So you are listening in Boston?
Good night to the fat. Yeah, man.
All right.
So something, yellow.
And your mark, get set, go.
Who is now?
Yellow.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up, my buddy?
I'm hoping I see you all come down for Culturama, because the Culturama sell off this year, man.
I'll be there. I don't know about Sean, but I'll be there.
I gotta bring Sean too, man.
I work it on him.
Work on him, man. So y'all hear Slimba tonight. Y'all see Bahola back in the arena after 40 years as well.
I ain't get to hear Bahola, but Slimba sounding real good. I love Slimba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
I
man.
love Slimba. Slimba is real stiff.
Well, Slimba, they say somebody feelings get hurt tonight. So I don't know who.
Somebody feelings get hurt.
All right, Yellow. All right, Sean.
I want to big up Papa Slimba, man, and two big songs. Yeah, we right here tuning in and listening.
All right, man. Well, I'm so happy to.
Yeah, and I want to big up all my friends and family back home in Nevis.
All right.
I'll be there soon, man.
All right. Good, Yellow. Good hearing you. And plenty of respect to you and Sean and everybody.
Yeah, you take care, man.
All right. Thanks a million. All right.
Yeah, man, respect. Good night. Good
All
night.
right. Okay, brother. Thanks for calling. All right. Let's go back to the phones and take some more calls. Good evening. You're on the mark.
Good evening, Mr. Brandley. How are you doing, sir?
Yes, I am good, man. How things with you?
I am good. I have to chastise you because you're advertising all the other events for this weekend except mine.
What event is that?
The
I've missed?
35 and over dance on Saturday
Oh,
night.
you know why? Because I haven't reached them age yet. So
Well,
that's the
never
problem.
mind, you haven't reached that age yet.
Ah,
There are a lot of people who are listening to your show
okay.
who are at that age and would like to be there.
Well, help me
So I
out.
just want to
help me out.
remind
Yes.
people as well. I mean, Culturama is really heating up. So we have action Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
And so it's from last weekend we've been having activity every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all weekend. And it's no different this weekend because we have the Glowfret on Friday. You have the 35 and over dance on Saturday night at Revere House.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, all roads leads to Esme. So the action is heating up. And of course, this year, Mark, our club is celebrating our 40th anniversary. And so we are having this one as a part of the pre-Culturama activities. Our 35 and over dance is normally a hit.
Yes.
And so we are having it at our usual spot in late November, early December. But we have decided to have another one for as a pre-Culturama activity. And so this Saturday night at Hope from 10 p.m. until 3 a.m. And of course, the Casanova Band will be in the house and DJ Wolf. And it's only a small fee of $20 payable at the gate to get you in. So we are inviting all the grown folks. We call it the grown and sexy dance. And so we're inviting all the grown folks, the mature folks, to come out and have your usual great fun at Revere House on Saturday night.
So people have to bring their ID?
No. we normally know who the 35 and over people
So you
are.
know who they are?
Yes.
Good. Well, I apologize to you and the entire team because I truthfully did not have the information
Next
with
time
me.
you need to have the activities
The
in
calendar,
front of you.
yes. But you know, it's so many activities that I confess when I look at it, I get confused. Some chap had called in some months ago and said that he found that there was nothing to do. And I thought that was shocking because I have said to you privately and publicly as well that I find there's too much to do
I know.
for Culturama. I don't know how some people are going to keep up.
We want to give people options.
Yes. Well, indeed, a number of people who are coming, I think that the options are going to be good.
Indeed.
You does hear from Yellow and the boys in Boston, so they're coming. And I can tell you, having been in New York over last weekend, New York going to be empty because people are coming home. And that is the idea, to attract people from wherever they are, people in Sinkers to come over. And so tell us again about the 35 and over dance this Saturday.
It's this Saturday night at Revere House on Government Road. Starts at 10 p.m., goes until 3 a.m. The music is always good. The cost is only $20 and it's payable at the door. Casanova and DJ both will be in the house, and we're expecting all of the grown and sexy people to come and be a part of that dance.
Thank you.
All right, thank
All
you
right,
very much.
and-
And of course, we're looking forward to see everybody at the St. George's Schoolroom tomorrow night as well.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Good.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Let's go back to the phones and take some more calls. Good evening. You're on the mark.
Yes, good evening, Animal.
Good evening to you.
Yes, I'm all right. I want them both you.
You want what?
I want them both you.
Ah,
And the gentleman, a tall gentleman, he said you're his family. He said he want to get in contact with you.
well, I'm not sure, but he can. You know, I always give out my number, 662-6003. So
Yeah.
if he wants, he can call me, 662-6003.
I'm waiting here.
Yes. All right?
Yeah, have a good night and enjoy the culture round. Just everything gonna be all right.
Okay.
I will be here.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you
see
so much. I look forward
Okay.
to seeing you.
And try. Yeah, take care.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye. All right. We have about 50 minutes left. We started to take some calls, 869-469-1616, 869-469-1700. The Honorable Eric Cleveland had to call in and remind me to remind you that the over 35 dance, 35 and over, will be at Revere House. Revere House this Saturday starting at 10 p.m. with, of course, the original dance band in Nevis, Casanova. And I bet people didn't know that I sang with Casanova one Juve morning, coming from Gingerland, Long Jam. I believe it was Code Red. I remember being on the truck singing Code Red. I can't remember anything else. But I know I was singing Code Red, Sound the Alarm, coming down the road. And we had a good time. Casanova was the original. If you talk about Bamboo Land, that is the band. and they were the original who started the Long Jam from Gingerland. Of course, Core has come now and taken it over, but still a wonderful event. I'm starting to go to the gym because I need to get myself ready for the Long Jam from Gingerland to town. Every year I'm a part of that, and I like that because if you're not fit, no problem. Just rely on gravity. It's downhill, and gravity will pull you down the hill and take you to town. Make sure, however, you have a way to get from town, because if you have to walk back up, that is where the problem comes. But going downhill is always easy, and the Long Jam is always a good time. Culturama, ladies and gentlemen, is firmly in the air. We had some great calypso tonight from Bahá'u'lláh the Meek, the man coming back, also known as Sackcloth and Ashes, also known as Tyrone O'Flaherty, or as he said, Ogam. He has come back, and he has 2 big tunes that he has dropped tonight. And after 40 years, I reminded him he was like the Israelites when they were in the wilderness. And after 40 years, where did they go? To the promised land. So will he be the man after 40 years to take the crown? We don't know. We had Hollywood singing 2020, talking about 2020 vision. And I thought it was a very interesting song that Hollywood put down. And he says he has an even bigger tune to come. Hollywood has won the crown before. He knows what it feels like. And he says this year he's already looking to Anguilla, where the king from Nevis will go to compete in the Leeward Islands competition. And then, of course, we had the man Pupa Slimba. And I thought Pupa Slimba was exceptional in terms of the music. I particularly like the Happy Birthday Culturama. Great song. He says he's been getting good airplay here on Von Radio and elsewhere, I'm sure. And certainly, from what I'm hearing tonight, the judges are going to have some big problems over by Esme come Sunday. How they're going to decide who is going to be in and who's going to be out, I don't know. Everybody can't be in, and everybody can't be out. So some going to be in, and some going to be out. And clearly those who are out are going to have hurt feelings. And those who are in, some will argue. It is always part of Culturama that we have some back and forth, some controversy. The judges always cheat. We understand that that is part of it, but the judge's decisions are final. The judge's decisions are final, and that will be what we will have at Esme on Sunday. Tomorrow night at the St. George's Anglican Church Hall right in Hanley's Road, we have a town hall meeting. Conversations with the people. We're inviting one and all to come out and be a part of that. Friday night, the massive Glow Fete with burning flames out of Antigua and a host of other entertainment will be at the Cultural Village. Walk with your cooler, take your own drinks. They call it a cooler fete. Just remember, no glass or glass bottles allowed. Saturday night, we have the Over 35 dance at Revere House with the big bad Casanova band. And then Sunday, all roads lead to Esme's there in St. James as they have the eliminations, 20 plus Calypsonians competing. Some say 23, some say 25, some say 27. But over 20 Calypsonians competing for the right to move on to the next round, singing one song. And Slimba said he's going to sing Happy Birthday Culturama. So that monster jam. It's 10 minutes to. Let's take a few more calls if we can and go back to the phones. Good evening. You're on the mark.
Good evening, Mr. Brantley.
Good evening to you.
Congratulations to Greg Phillip and his team.
Yes.
For the Mango Fest on Sunday. It was, I had a whale of a time. It was real good. It's one of the best. The present, the decoration, the everything was well put together.
Yes.
And what I really admire again, to bring in people from different countries to do the food testing. It was real good. I want to congratulate him. I love me, people. I congratulate him still. It was well done. I really enjoyed myself. And for the past 6 years I've been going, and this is one of the best. Man, he had things to eat. You could have tasted any kind of food you could think about. Any kind of drink you could think about. So well done to him. Well done to him. Have a good night.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And if people are wondering what this call is talking about, is the Mango and Food Festival, which this year was into its 5th year, I think, and was held all over Nevis, really, but culminated over at Wally for an all-day event. And Call, I agree with you. I just landed because we just returned from the U.S. and our town hall meetings there, and I was able to spend about an hour there. Beautifully put together, well done, and I think the food, everybody commented very positively. This is one of those events I think that is at the point now where it's really taking off. I was very happy to see the Honorable Lindsey Grant. He came over, Minister of Tourism in St. Kitts, And clearly we support each other very strongly in terms of events. He hosted us over in St. Kitts, of course, for Music Fest, and we clearly hosted him now in turn for the Mango and Food Festival, and hope to host him again for Culturama. So it's I think, as I always say, how this country ought to work. But I join your call in extending congratulations to Greg Phillip and the entire team at the Nevis Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, and also to the board of the Nevis Tourism Authority for persevering with this particular event and making it happen. I know that there was some talk about maybe not having it this year because Four Seasons was closed, etc., but they persevered. And as I always say to people, Four Seasons is the big fish in the pond, but we have other fishes too, and we must cater to everybody. And so I think a wonderful event. Lots of writers, food writers, travel writers. I'm pretty sure that next year, God willing, it's going to be even bigger. It is about 7 or 8 minutes to, and so let me take a moment to just inform the public that this Sunday is going to be an historic day in Nevis. This Sunday, we have the groundbreaking ceremony for the park at Pinnies that we have talked about for so long. That groundbreaking ceremony, which will be symbolic, will be done by President Tsai, the president of Taiwan. I am advised that she's the 4th president to visit St. Kitts and Nevis, but none have ever come onto Nevis soil. So none have ever left St. Kitts. And so this is the first time that a president from Taiwan will be landing or setting foot on the island of Nevis. We are very pleased. If you saw outriders and vehicles today moving along the roads, it was because there was a dry run today for the president. It is a monumental achievement for the island of Nevis and for the people of Nevis. And I want to invite as many people as possible who would want to come to be a part of the groundbreaking ceremony, to be there to witness the president of Taiwan turn the sod there at Pinnies for this groundbreaking ceremony and to do it herself. I am particularly pleased, ladies and gentlemen, because we've had a lot of misstarts with this particular park project. We've had promises that were not kept. We've had a lot of time wasted with people who claimed that they wanted to help and at the end did not help. And we have been there and thereabouts, and roughly about a year and a half ago I took it to the Taiwanese and asked could they assist, and they have come up, as they often do, with a positive response. And when the president declared that she was coming on this visit, they decided that she would want to break the ground herself. And I believe that that is a signal honor for the people of Nevis, a signal achievement and an historic achievement for this government and for the people. And we invite one and all to be there on Sunday. It's going to be on Sunday, and I believe the groundbreaking is going to occur somewhere around 10:30 or thereabouts. If you can come along at 10, 10:15, I think that's a good time just to be there and to take in the pomp and circumstance. Someone said to me that they expect that it will be even bigger than when Prince Charles visited, and my response to them was it should be, because Prince Charles, important as he is, has been here before. This is the first time that a president from Taiwan is going to be here. I'm hoping that the students who would have studied in Taiwan, those who would have benefited from training in Taiwan in any way, shape, or form, those who would have benefited from the very close friendship that we have with the government and people of Taiwan, that they will all come out and just be a part of the history. This is Nevis, this is our Nevis, and we're punching well above our weight. And I'm happy to be alive at this time and to be entrusted with the leadership of the island at this time, that we're achieving so much for those who are willing to see and acknowledge that we're moving in the right direction, and we intend to keep that momentum that we have and continue with that approach. So, as I like to say, keep the momentum. Let us continue in the vein. We're doing good things here in Nevis. And so I hope that people would come out and be a part of this historic event, groundbreaking ceremony for the park at Pinnies. And not just an ordinary groundbreaking ceremony, but a groundbreaking ceremony by President of Taiwan herself, President Tsai. She'll be here to do that herself. And so if folks can gather at around 10, 10:15, I think that's a good time, and we'll be there. The ceremony itself is going to be very short, only about 45 minutes. But I think it'll be a good time for persons who are curious, persons who want to be part of this historical event, to really come along and be a part of it. And so we're inviting one and all down to Pinnies on Sunday to be there and really to give the Taiwanese president a warm Nevisian welcome. I think that that is important, that people come and avail themselves of that opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is On the Mark. We have somebody holding? No? Okay, so we have about 4 minutes left. We possibly could take another call. Let's do that now. Good evening, you're On the Mark.
Mr. Brantley, sir, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you.
I didn't hear all the Calypsonians.
Yes.
I don't want to be unfair. But for tonight, 2020 sound the best to me.
2020?
Yes.
So you prefer that to Slimber?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So congratulations to the guy. And
Yeah, that was King Hollywood.
all right then.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much for that. So, King Hollywood, if you're listening, somebody has just called in and said they love your tune 2020. And I think that's what it's all about. There's so much variety, so much good quality Calypso this year that, as I said, I am happy that I don't know about Calypso and I can't be a judge, because the judges are going to have a ding-dong time on their hands to determine who stays in and who goes out once they get to Esme's on Sunday. So what is the lineup again, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. Tomorrow night at the St. George's Anglican Church Hall at 7 p.m., we have a town hall meeting. The members of the Nevis Island Administration will be on hand to update you, the people of Gingerland, and the people of Nevis generally, on what is going on the island, and most importantly, to get your feedback. We've called it Conversations with the People. We have been in the great parish of St. Paul's. We've been to the great parish of St. Thomas's. We have taken it overseas to New York, where we had people from all over the tri-state area. And we now are back on Nevis, and we will be in the great parish of St. George. Right there in Gingerland, Henley's Road, Henley Part as we call it. That's where we'll be at the St. George's Anglican Church Hall on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Then on Friday night, all roads lead to the Cultural Village, where some young folks have come together and in a show of entrepreneurial spirit are staging the Glow Fete. It promises to be a major event. And so we're inviting everybody to go out. Those in Sinkers, please come over and be a part of that. It's going to be a cooler fete where you can take your drinks. They say no bottles, no glass, please. But other than that, you can take your drinks into the venue and be a part of what looks to be a great fete with the red hot burning flames out of Antigua. Then on Saturday, the Over 35 dance with Casanova up at Revere House. That's put on by the Empire Sports Club that's celebrating 40 years this year. And so we're asking one and all to go out. That starts at 10 p.m. Then on Sunday, we're asking people to come out at 10 a.m. at the park at Pinneys to be a part of history, as the president of Taiwan will be in Nevis for the very first time that any president of Taiwan has come. Nevis will be the venue for the groundbreaking ceremony that morning at 10 a.m. at the Pinneys Park, and we ask you to come up. Bring your children as well. We know it's a morning for church, so go to the early service and come on there. Or if you're leaving church at 10, come on there. We think it's important that we be a part of history. And then, of course, that night, all roads lead where? To Esme's, that beautiful bar over in the great parish of St. James. And that is where the eliminations are going to happen, where 20-plus Calypsonians are going to vie for the opportunity to move forward into the next round. We have a packed few days. We ask you to come out and support everything that you can. We look forward to being with you tomorrow night at the St. George's Anglican Church School Hall for a conversation with the people, and look forward to partying with you all weekend long. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you to those who called. And we say, as always, that this show is rebroadcast tomorrow at 1 p.m. And some say it's so nice that they listen twice. Thank you, good night, and God bless you.